influence is what is instinctive. It's inbuilt. So you've seen mommy or daddy do things wherever you are. Even now, as in my 50s, I still remember some things that my parents did, and also it still guides me, even though they're not alive. My dad is not alive. So, but we're looking at adding control to it now, yes. Being the commander. Okay, so I say it should reduce as they grow. Now, like I said before, when you have the first stage, which is the commander stage, they don't know anything. You just brought them to the world. All they know is they see you as everything. So you are teaching, you are showing, sometimes you can't even explain because they won't even understand explanation. In all cases, we must be careful to do what we're telling them to do, even when they are young. We have emphasized that here. So the fact that your child is 1 year old or 2 year old does not mean that he or she is not seeing what they are doing. They are really smart. Right now, they're even getting smarter too. So we should be careful. So whatever we're teaching, we must practice. There are things that are not really bad. You look at them because you're an adult, but you cannot afford to do when you have children who are still growing up. I can sit in my house now and watch anything because my children are all grown and they're out of the house. They're adults. But there are things that I can watch now that I would not dare have watched when they were still within the home. It's responsibility. Parenting is not small job. It is a real one. It's a responsibility, and God will ask you after these children. So I cannot say that I have a television show that I want to watch and I enjoy it, and I have little children and I know that there are things there that the child should not see. For that period in my life, I don't watch television. I can't watch it because I can't keep sending. You send it, go to the room. They are inquisitive. They will ask you why. They want to know why mommy is sending you to the room. So when you are not there, that's what they want to come and do. And they're so smart that even when you say you are putting the lock on your DSTV or whatever, they know how to. You just can't beat them at it. If you take all the phones from them, they will get to school and get somebody who has a phone. I mean, because I've been in the counseling stage, there are so many stories that you just it's just too much. And I'm just wondering, parents sit up. She has said it, sit up. It's not lazy parenting anymore. So I'm saying it should reduce. Okay, now you get to the coach stage. Now they can ask you questions. And I say once a child asks a question, answer fully. There are so many cases where there was one, I don't have the time because you so stand up behind me. When the child, he's here now, When the child asked mom, I think the question was either about sex or about giving back to a child. And the driver was standing. I can't over it, just for parents to know. And the mom said, the child was around 5 or 6 or so, a girl. And the mom said, she was exasperated. Why are you asking that kind of question? And just dismissed it. You're too young for that. But the driver who takes the child to school, yes, he said, can I explain to you? Mommy didn't explain to me. But you will not understand unless I practice. I'm talking real life. The child was molested for years. Because they also add fear. They're too young. So if you tell your mom will die, they believe what he's saying. The child became a teenager. And I know because of what the driver was enjoying. Because drivers will stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That is my experience, like households. The driver stayed with them for like 8 years. So that child was a teenager before they knew. Imagine what the mother would do. So when they are in that coach stage, I will put hand up now, and they ask you questions, answer all the questions fully. Your job is not more important. I said you must choose between your job and your children. Choose your children. There was a time I left work. I was working in the bank, I had car driver, I had everything. So it was difficult, but I thank God today. I left the money, I wasn't making as much money when I left. But now I can travel for months at end. Because God has helped me. And I had to learn. Parenting is learned. It's not instinctive. You can't sit back. Now they know a lot. If you don't know what they know, how do you parent them? And then if you don't have what you're asking them to have, how do they have it? So who are you? Do you know yourself first? Are you doing those things? Are you exhibiting those traits that you want them to exhibit? Or tell them I'm sleeping? Then you get to I'm grabbing off. You get to the counselor stage, which I say. And this is a time where they give you eye rolls and all that, and they are talking because they are individuating. They know who they are. They know that they're different from you. So they will question your values. They will question all your ethics. They want to question everything. Once you are prepared for this stage, you will not be exasperated because they need to know who they are. So don't be afraid when you you've always been to church and your child says, why must I go to church? And you're wondering, where is this one coming from? No, they would ask. Or you're a Christian and says, why must I be a Christian? They would ask. Or you don't wear short, why must I not wear? So at this point, once you are prepared, you know that this is natural for them. They would ask and you are prepared for it, you know how to respond. It's learning how to respond to them that is the issue that we need to learn about. Because the kind of response you will give to when you are counseling is different from when you're a coach or you're a commander. You need to be on their level. I had to learn. That's when I started learning. When my first child was, I think, I was 13, and I wanted to put my hand, what is this? I'm quiet. But I really had to go back. That's when I knew that parenting had to be learned. And of course, so it reduces, so what the influence in the way we're describing it reduces as they go up. But you must always do what you expect them to do. And so once you're exhibiting that trait and you're doing what they expect them to do, even though you're not saying it, because they've heard you say it so many times. Sometimes you're trying to say something, they will repeat, they'll finish it up for you. They've heard you say it. But then you must continue to show that attribute. You know, you must continue to, sometimes you actually have to go out of your way to do things that you know that will speak to them. And look for teachable moments. There are a lot of teachable moments. So you're not sitting back, I need to talk to you now. I want to sit 1 hour. I'll tell you I've learned it. That they will not, half of what you're saying is not going in. But look for teachable moments. Maybe watching something. You could invite your son or your daughter, oh, let's go to the shop. Maybe you have a child who loves, like she said, we need to know the kind of children we have. They're temperaments. You know, even the back order matters. So a firstborn would exhibit traits different from a middleborn, different from a lastborn, different from just the only, maybe you have just a girl.
Okay, thank you.